Hey guys, Dr. Bobby here. Of course, you already know I am a board certified anesthesiologist, and listen, I'm also a real estate investor, and it appears that you guys really like talking about real estate. I've gotten tons of questions, tons of comments about different aspects of real estate, so I figured, you know what? It's time for me to show you guys exactly what I do. So in today's video, you will see my biggest and most epic project to date. It is a 100-year-old house that I plan on restoring and potentially flipping. So I'm going to take you along the entire journey. So in this video, we're going to do a quick tour of the property and of the ground so that you can actually see what we're starting with. And then in future videos, you can expect to see information about planning and different aspects of the project as everything goes along. And then obviously at the end, we'll show a good before and after. So listen, if you like this type of content, please feel free to share it with someone who's interested in investing in real estate. Please feel free to share it with anybody who just likes a good before and after. Now, I also want to take an opportunity to thank the 500 subscribers that have joined my channel. I'm super humbled by the fact that you guys just like what I'm doing. And you know, I never thought that the day that I picked up a camera to start talking, that people would actually be interested in what it was that I had to give. So you guys are giving me energy, and you guys are giving me more of a passion to want to continue to talk about and to bring you guys some really good content. So please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share this with anyone you know, and we are going to go on a journey with this new series. So I hope you guys liked the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Hey guys, Dr. Bobby here. Thanks so much for tuning into the video. For those of you who don't know, I'm a board certified anesthesiologist by day, and I am a real estate investor by night. And this project I'm super excited to bring to you because we talked a lot about real estate, but I thought that documenting one of my projects would be probably the most educational thing that I could contribute and would provide some really great content for you guys. So this property is a 100-year-old property. It was built in 1920. It's on almost an acre of land in the city on a corner lot. So when the wholesaler came to me with the price, I could not pass it up. And so basically I bought this property about 6 months ago. And if you could imagine looking at it right now, it's in terrible disrepair. But these sorts of projects require a lot of planning. And so over the last 6 months, I was pretty meticulous in developing the plan of how we're going to revitalize the property. So I enlisted the help of an architect to get some renderings and to figure out the floor plans and to figure out the engineering aspects of the project, because a lot of walls are going to be moved. And we came up with a plan. The good news for me is that I already have established relationships with contractors, so a lot of the vetting of the folks that I'll need to use for the project have been done, because I've done projects before where I've used these folks before. So I'm super excited to come to you with this project. This house, like I said, was built in 1920 and was initially a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house without a finished basement. And we are going to turn this property into a 4-bedroom, 4-bath property with a finished basement and a finished attic space that can either be an additional bedroom or additional closet space. So as you can see, the property's been gutted down to the studs, which basically means that we are basically building a house that it will be essentially brand new in terms of all the components. So this house will require a complete reframing. It will require all the trades, which would include electrical, plumbing, HVAC. We'll have all new drywall, essentially be a brand new property. And so this is going to be super exciting. I'm really excited about it. This is what you see right now is the basement, and I'll probably show you that in a different video because there's a massive transformation that's going to be happening in the basement. But one of the things I like about taking on a property like this is that you are essentially taking something that someone was getting ready to throw away, and you're actually forcing appreciation, and you're improving something that someone else thought was impossible to do, which is super gratifying. But it takes a lot of planning. So in starting the planning for this project, I started with the help of a really great architect who I walked the property with, who came up with some really awesome renderings of what we could do with the spaces that were there. And then following the process of meeting with this architect, we developed the scope of work that I then was able to forward to the contractors that I have relationships with, and we were able to come up with a pretty reasonable budget to move forward with. And in future videos, I'll definitely break down all the numbers as to what you can expect for a project like this. But this is not a cheap project. And so ultimately for me, because I'm interested in financial independence, I am funding this project on my own right now. So essentially all of this money will be coming out of my pocket. This is all an investment, because eventually what I'm planning on doing is something called the long-term flip. Essentially what that means is I will likely move into this property for at least a couple years and rent out my current primary residence. So basically all of my other assets will be providing me cash flow while I live in this project essentially for free. So by doing so, I will eliminate my entire living expense and be able to exponentially increase my savings rate and be able to save more, so that I can then reinvest that money either in the stock market or in more real estate property, so that I can hopefully increase my wealth one way or the other. So this is an exciting project. For those of you who like to see really epic befores and afters, stay tuned and get ready, because this is going to be a really, really great after. So this second floor that you're looking at right now, it will be 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Basically, there'll be 2 en-suites, 2 master suites that will be pretty high-end. They've all been gutted, as you can see, but essentially they'll be side-by-side master suites. And above this floor, you'll see a complete attic space where there'll be more closet space. One of the issues with these older houses is that they lack a lot of closet space, and if you're eventually going to be trying to sell this property to someone else, you want to make sure that you have enough closet space in this house. So the attic space will be retrofitted with closet systems, so that you have a lot more space for storage and a lot more space that could also be flexible. It could be a separate bedroom, it could be additional living quarters, or additional living space or play area, that sort of thing. So as of late, there have been a lot of changes to the property in addition to gutting the property. So the whole gutting process of this thing was pretty intimidating. This property was built 100 years ago, so the materials used to build the property were a lot stronger and a lot more tedious than those things that we use now. So instead of there being drywall in the house, there was something called plaster and lath, which is essentially a very, very hard outer coating that is covered by these strips of wood that were a complete nightmare for the contractors to remove. So it took a very, very long time to actually pry all the plaster and lath off. It took an even longer time to dispose of all of the stuff. What you see here now is this property was covered with about 4 very large trees in the front that blocked the sight line of the property, and made it such that the property had almost zero curb appeal. So now opening up all of the yard, which you can see is a pretty massive yard. Mind you, this property is inside of the city limits. So this is a very, very unique, large corner lot that would be a prized place once it's completely done. Additionally, this house is about a block from a major elementary and middle school. So whomever would eventually purchase this house from me after I decided I no longer wanted to live here would ultimately be able to have their kids walk to school, which is another huge selling point. But all of this to say that this property was a really, really good buy, and I'm super, super excited to come to you guys and to bring this epic transformation. So buckle up, we're going to take a journey. If you like this content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.